Welcome inside Studio One in New York from above the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. That is Paul Pierce.
Building.
That's Jalen Rose.
What up, Dow?
And that is Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
My name's Michelle. It has been 4 really long days since the Celtics took that 2-0 lead on the Cavs. That's 4 days in which Cleveland's supporting cast has some time for some self-evaluation. Now, while LeBron had a 42-point triple-double game too, the rest of the team scored only 52. Overall, the Cavs' others shooting only 39% from the field, 22% from three. J.R. Smith said the team is counting on LeBron James to play hero ball too much and that other guys need to stand up. I will preface this by saying I know I sound like a broken record saying that LeBron needs help, but are you confident that tonight's the night they all show up?
Today I am, because the guys that they're confident in have a championship pedigree. They're playing at home. Role players usually flourish playing in front of their home fans. And there's a sense of desperation that this team should have coming out in today's game, because we all know what happens if you trail 0-3. You go on to lose the series. In particular, their backcourt. J.R. Smith, George Hill, 1 for 11 in the first game, 0 for 6 from three-point range. I don't think that continues on their home floor. They play a lot more aggressive. They play a lot more confident. More importantly, they play a lot better.
I'm hopeful because I want to see a good long series, but I'm not confident. I mean, one of the biggest issues for me with this Cavs team is you never know which guy is coming to the arena that night. We don't know which J.R. Smith is showing up night to night, or Kevin Love, or Rodney Hood, or Clarkson, or Jeff Green. We just don't know which guy comes to the arena and which game he's going to play that night. So I'm not confident at all because of what I've seen, but I'm hopeful, and I'm with you. I will say that I think that the Cavs will win this game tonight at home because some of these guys will play better and make shots.
Yeah, it's hard to have confidence in them based on the way they've been playing, but usually role players play better when they're more comfortable, and that's at home. Here in Cleveland, they're going to have the crowd behind them. They're going to have the adrenaline rush, and so they'll play with more energy, and they're familiar with their court, and so they'll make shots. They'll make more shots than they particularly do on the road. So, but on the overall, I'm just not too confident. That's not that one player that you just say, I can depend on him. Night in and night out, this guy, he can give me 15 points, 10 rebounds. Or
you say they don't have one player?
They don't have outside of LeBron.
Okay.
Of course, LeBron is on the bring. We don't count him.
Yeah.
But you got to say, all right, you got a team say, look, I can depend on this guy. He's going to show up. He's going to give me, at worst, a 15 and 10 night. And a great game would be like 25 and 15. So they don't have that one guy you can say I can depend on him.
Crazy with Kevin Love being an all-star, but go ahead.
I have the answer. Kevin Love and Tristan both bring the energy and the rebound, and they both get double-figure rebounds. That's going to be
That's a prediction tonight?
Yes, indeed.
We got a prediction.
The key for them is making threes, though. We all know that. Just throw defense out the window. This team has been inconsistent defensively all year long, all playoffs long. So their best defense has to be their best offense today.
So Quicken Loans Arena, it's in downtown Cleveland. It's where history is not in favor of this home team. The Celtics are a perfect 37-0 when leading 2 games to none in a best-of-7 series. For more on tonight's game, we welcome in Doris Burke. All right, DB, you've heard it. We've been talking about the Cavs, the other guys, what they need to do. I'll ask you, how confident are you in this supporting cast?
Well, I'm going to get to the others, but I also think it's super important that LeBron do what Ty Lue said in the first quarter interview of Game 2, and that is be aggressive early because it takes the edge off the others. And they have spent the interim between these 2 games talking about going early in the shot clock. So early mismatch with Jaylen Brown, he gets himself to the free throw line. But as these guys just said, listen, J.R. Smith and George Hill cannot get 3 points in the minutes they play. So they get a switch here. George says, Marcus, you cannot stay in front of me. I'm going right to the cup. I'm going to generate easy offense. And to me, they've got to get back to this. There was a lot of late season random action between Kevin Love and Kyle Korver. So a little back cut by Kyle Korver creates just the opportunity that Kevin Love needs. And you know this, they want Kevin Love started early because when he gets started early, it's generally a good night for him.
So one of these trends has to end tonight because the Celtics have been undefeated at home, but they're 1-4 on the road. They also have that record as far as being up 2 games to none. So I ask you, do you trust this Boston Celtics team on the road?
Well, I didn't really commit to answer number 1, so I'm not going to commit to answer 2.
I know. I'm like, all right,
but I will say this to you. I will say this. I thought you saw in Game 3 against Philadelphia a team growing into maybe understanding how to win on the road, right? The late game plays that they were able to deliver. And Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are unafraid. This is the ball game hanging in the balance, and he makes the play. And then, of course, Brad Stevens draws up a great play late game. My answer is they're improving, and I think that they're fearless, and I like their opportunity to win one of these two. So how's that for a non-committal committal?
I'm taking that as a kind of yes, if that's okay with you. Like, that's
Have
what I
fun,
hear.
you guys.
All right, DB, enjoy the game. All right, Chance, do you trust them on the road? Are they figuring it out?
I would agree with Doris. They're getting better, but I don't trust them. I don't trust them yet. I mean, 1-4 on the road when they've been so stellar at home, it speaks to a little bit of their inconsistent experience, I would say. I mean, Al Horford's played in a lot of deep playoff runs in Atlanta, but other than that, these guys don't have a ton of experience, and they're relying on some very young guys that have been very good, but I don't trust them yet on the road.
You know, this sort of reminds me in our run in 2008, we were 0-4 on the road in the first two series. We were 8-0 at home, and we had yet to win a road game until we got to the conference finals versus Chauncey Billups and the Detroit Pistons. So they know that the monkey's on their back. They know they have to win on the road. To win a championship, you have to win on the road. They won't have home court if they make it to the finals. And so they know that monkey's on their back. I expect them to come out with a sense of urgency just to get that monkey off their back to say, hey, we got to be better on the road. We got to do some of the things we did at home. But it's a different environment, and this is a young team. You got to understand, you're depending on guys in their first, second, and third year to say, let's go get a road win in the Eastern Conference Finals in an environment they've never been in or not comfortable in all the time. So they're going to play better today, but I do not think today is the day they get another road win.
Because when you're playing at home for the Cavs, it seems like the refs allow you to play more aggressive. Your cuts are harder. You're more enthusiastic about the opportunity to play. I don't necessarily feel like the Celtics are going to win today. I do feel like they're going to perform better today. And that level of trust is going to continue to be earned by a young basketball team. But the good thing is, they don't have to win on the road to win the East.
Right.
They can lose all of their road games and still come out of the conference. That's one of the advantages of taking care of business during the regular season.
You know what's been very glaring to me watching this Cavs team is they literally, and this is crazy to say, they got one guy in LeBron James that can make a play for somebody else. One guy. Nobody else on the team can really make a play for somebody else. You talk about the other three teams still left in the playoffs, there's several guys. 4 or 5 guys on the team that can do that. There's a lot of pressure on LeBron to be great every single night, and not only for itself, but to make everybody else eat too. And that's tough when you got nobody else that can do it for you.
Speaking of